game number 1, Division 7. The Rantners against Take My Rubies. A best of 3 series played at the lowest division of Heroes Lounge, the amateur scene. So players will be between gold and bronze, roughly. Depending, of course, a little bit of what kind of Division 7 we're looking at. If you're looking at the top of the league, it's a bit different. But that's just the general level of play that you can expect here. So it's going to be fun. We're going to see some heroes that don't make it into the top level plays because, well, they're not really good. But over here, it's more the personal preference that counts than anything else. On the left side of the map, Creon on Deckard Kane. We got Jetsam J on Tacita, Snazzy Pants on Deathwing, Cakes on Greymane, and LGM on Diablo. And over to the right side of the map, Croissant on Asmodan, Alcydon on Reyna, Kisan on Johanna, Cuvento on Rega, and Suppercat on Dehaka. And one of the things that I want to immediately see is if Croissant is able to get some assistance from his team, and apparently the answer to that question is no. It hurts my heart. It hurts whenever I see an Asmodan that doesn't stack properly. Like, look at this setup. Maybe now, maybe they help him a little bit. But look at this setup. It's the dream. It's actually the OG Asmodan combo. Johanna plus Asmodan. Here's a Cloud 2. Whee! Look how happy he is. Arms to the left, and then he just flies around, and he's a happy panda. No, but I've gone over this in the past a lot. If you're playing Asmodan, what you want to do is you want to damage the minions a little bit, you do the damage, and then Johanna comes in with a Condemn, or in this case, Rega also with the Lightning Shield. So the combo, the timing is absolutely off. They seem to have the right idea, though. It really seems like they're trying to keep Asmodan and Jojo together to combo this, and so far, as you can tell, Asmodan is actually attempting to get some auto attacks connected, so that he has a chance to do some damage initially. He should really save those orbs to make sure that he gets the stacks together. If you stack Asmodan well in the early game, he is going to be a great help for you in the later stages. And here, as you can see, they are screwing the combo up again. So if you at any point in a lower league feel that you want to play Asmodan, if you're playing quick match and you just want to have some fun, if you play Asmodan with any kind of hero that has an AoE damage, that can be a Johanna, which is kind of nice because she can protect you a little bit. It can be, I mean, a Jaina. It can be honestly anything. What you want to do is you initially want to attack the minions a little bit, then you start to throw the orb, and just as you do that, Jojo moves in with the Condemn and starts to take the minions down. You have a little bit of a grace period after the orb connects, where you can take the minions down, and that's where the AoE should connect with those minions. Right now, they're a little bit slow on the stacking for exactly that reason. He is out a little bit too hard, and there's actually quite a bit of action going on against Johanna now too, so she needs to be careful. But this is pretty much the style that you want to play if you want to... Johanna, hello girl, careful here. Oh, that was a close call. But yeah, so that's pretty much what you want to do here. We got also some interesting choices when it comes to Rega, going for full shield talent here. Electric Charge and Stormcaller being used by him. Jimmy went into Exterminator, which means that they have a chance to look at, well, especially bosses later on in the game. Those are obviously spawning at the 5-minute mark. Now that we are looking at the first objective, Deathwing is starting to take the camp at the top, takes to the skies immediately. And you can already tell that there's a couple of heroes that are not really where they are supposed to be. Dehaka, for example, needs to be at the top side. If you're playing a global hero, you want to be sure that you're on Cursed Hollow as the objective spawns. He's on the other side of the map. He needs to be the one to deal with those siege giants. So he needs to stay at the top lane, drag those siege giants in with the tongue, and then he can still join the fight at the bottom of the map through his global. But the way that this is played out, they are completely losing out on the advantage of having a global hero in this game. There's the objective, already taken, not interrupted. Red team walks away, and we don't have a single kill just yet. We might get one now, yeah, especially over here. Deathwing comes in and trying to melt face. Can't really get that done, but there we go. Alright, so, well, as I said, there's a couple of problems with this. Again, Croissant not really stacking as much as he should. It's not hopeless, but it should be a little bit more. And Dehaka, as mentioned, he should have been at the bottom of the map. In this case, it's actually not as bad as it could have been for him. For one simple reason, they gave up the objective too quickly. Because of that, those siege giants never really did enough damage at the top. But he now tunneled towards the top, and then was trying to drag this in. But again, if you're playing a global hero, make sure that if you have an objective, like on this map, that you always keep your global away from the objective for as long as possible to soak additional experience, to give the team a bit of a lead, and then you join the fight late. Your team can draw it out a little bit further, which would normally allow you to take additional minion waves and then maybe even threaten some structures on the opponent's side. But in this case, it's definitely a little bit of an issue. I'm kind of amazed that we didn't see a kill yet, by the way. We are 4.5 minutes in, we had the first objective already, and in a Division 7 game it's kind of unheard of that you don't get any kills by that time frame. So Tazada at the top gets attacked, but Jetson J makes it out of the fight. Objective is about to get channeled. Asmodan, where are you trying to go? Yeah, here's the interrupt. Okay, they're trying to go for Greymane. Was attempting to turn it immediately. And Dehaka is dead. Dehaka is down, and that's a 5 versus 4. Again, more or less on the wrong lane here. I'm a little bit surprised that they went into Dehaka in the first place. The way that they are playing this, they are not using him as a global hero at all. And if you don't have any plans to utilize the global advantage that Dehaka gives you, you would be way better off picking a different hero. Blaze, for example, would have worked very, very well with the setup that they're playing here. And especially with Johanna, he has a lot of defenses they can use in. Yeah, Jimmy at the bottom of the map, he's trying to push this out, but there's also someone just waiting for a potential kill. Dibbles comes in too. Yeah, he's nearly face-checking this one, and with just a bit of a body block, it ends up with a kill for the blue team. I like, though, that he at least tried to go for the Gladiator's Medallion here. If he would have initially seen the move, he could have maybe prevented dying, but of course, it was just a bit too much, and that's a big cooler to be burnt now as well. So we have 9.5 on the board. Take My Rubies is ahead in experience, despite the fact that the Rantners have taken the initial 2 kills, which kind of shows you a little bit that we still have more minion experience taken by the red team. So despite all of the things that Dehaka could have optimized a little bit, they're still doing better soaking the lane experience. The blue team, a bit more dominant on the objective. I mean, it also is pretty obvious when you look at the amount of tributes that we have on each side. We have now an opportunity for them to even get the curse. We have on level 10 now adaptation taken for Dehaka, okay? No isolation for him. Got the pool for Asmadan, who's still happy flying around over here. Whee! But yeah, with the objective now being channeled, they really have to interrupt this one because that could be a curse. Bullet is out. And, well, there's the level 10 abilities. And the quest even completed for Diablo. And 5 versus 5. Everybody is pressing as they're going for the ults here. And they're trying to fight. Everybody is staying in the Hyperion too, as that thing just fires away. Deathwing comes in. Yeah, Jojo is already low. And there's the first kill, this time against the Haka. I love how everybody connects in the choke point, and everybody is just jumping straight into the battle. The blue team wins it, and now they're cursing the opponent. Oh my god. 3 kills to 0, and the advantage on that. Top side also, Siege Giants pushing this out even further. I kind of like that Asmodan is at least trying to use a trade here and sends the Lieutenant top. But he has to deal with the mid lane, of course. This is, by the way, something that you never really need to do. In this case, why waste time on the fort? If you push past the fort, you can take these minions down, easy peasy, can push this over and start attacking the entire wall here. That gives you way more of a lead because your minions are gonna take this down anyways. And as long as you're aware that, in this case, for example, they saw Asmodan in the middle, they saw heroes at the top, so you know that there's no flank coming that could take you down. So it would be way better to push past the fort, attack this directly, and play around it. Makes it much harder for your opponent to react. Up the way at the top. Seems like that could be a kill. Yep, Jimmy is down. And at the bottom of the map, oh, the sleep setup could lead to a few more kills even. But they're losing vision now too. 4 kills to 0. 1-4 down. They took some of this wall down. I mean, tower's pretty much gone. Gate is also eliminated. Top fort has also been taken apart. So, yeah, there we go. No, but again, generally speaking, you want to push past this a little bit. We are now 8.5 minutes in. Still, Asmodan at 167 stacks. Keep in mind what I said early on. He could be way farther in on the stacking progress if they would have worked a little bit better together initially, Johanna and Asmodan. That's an easy boss now also to be taken. But the red team is actually reacting really well by moving towards their own boss too. And of course, with Exterminator on the level 1 talent for Jimmy, this is an easy one for them as well. And they're still slightly behind in experience. Now, as the game continues, of course, this is going to change a little bit if things continue as they are, simply because the passive experience gain for the Rantners has now been increased thanks to them taking multiple structures down. Yeah, the Haka is in trouble down here, and that will very much so translate into him dying. Bullet is also out. Deathwing even jumps in. They are 5-manning the shit out of him. And there it is. The Haka is dead again. 13 talents on both sides, and here, by the way, something that you kind of don't want to go for. Tidal Waves is generally speaking not a bad talent, but if you're going for Ancestral Healing as your level 10 choice, you normally want to go into the Earth Shield just so that you have a bit more time that you can buy when you have to throw out that clutch Ancestral to keep a target in play. The only times when we have seen on the higher level of play the Tidal Waves taken is when you go into Bloodlust, because then you don't need to buy that little time frame any longer. But normally with an Ancestral setup, you want to go into the Earth Sheet instead. Right now, there's another attempt to go for the next kill though. Top side, Greymane is dealing with... Oh, Tassadar, careful! Greymane... Oh, and he gets taken down by Asmodan. Nice. Yeah, this is the problem when you're fighting a 5 versus 4. Greymane isn't here, so they stayed with the fight. Boss is taken down, and it seems like they're going to be able to take maybe even another kill. Snazzy Pants, he should be getting away from this one, right? Maybe not. Deathwing. Run, baby, run. Yeah, this is also good. Now Orega jumping in. Yeah, good. Okay, the old man. Yeah, and he gets dragged. Alright, that's a bro right there. That's a bro. Look at this. Just check that out. Greymane is missing. Deathwing is in trouble. Here comes Deckard Cain and says like, boy, I got your back. And then he dies for him. Deckard Cain dying for Deathwing. This is what real friends, this is real friendship right here. Now, either way, we have 5 kills against 2. Deathwing still with the interrupt at the top side. They're of course going to try and buy a bit of time here. It's the first tribute after we have the... they go for the double channel. And yeah, even the triple. And this time they actually get it. Alright, so they lock the tribute in. It's the first one after we had the initial curse. We have 5 kills against 2. And in we go. 39,000 damage from Deathwing. Camps are still taken on the map here. 23,000 on the side of Jimmy. I gotta admit that it's really interesting to me that we still have such a big lead in experience for the red team. You can, oh my god, look at that experience gain over there through minions. 27,000 to 20,000. That's how sloppy the Rantners were in soaking the lane experience. That's actually kind of incredible. That's a massive gap. That is a massive, massive gap. If the Rantners want to improve their style, they really need to focus a bit more on catching the minion waves. JetsMJ goes down over here, and now they're getting pushed even further back. That, of course, is also a level 16 talent that dropped super early into the hands of Take My Rubies. I want to say with that game, I mean that team name, I really wonder if we're eventually going to see a game on Tomb of the Spider Queen. That would be kind of fantastic. They are just YOLOing in every single time. Take my rubies, I don't want them. 16 versus 16. And of course another tribute up. And well, this is a freebie. Well, actually, is it? If they can interrupt with Deathwing a little bit, then it shouldn't actually be a problem for Tassadar to make it into the fight. If they can just stall this out for a short period of time. Yeah, Tassadar is back. And there's the triple interrupt. There's another one. They buy some time. Greymane going up against Johanna over here. Anybody else? Nobody else going for the interrupt. And therefore, we have 2 tributes now in the hands of Take My Rubies. At the beginning, I really thought that the blue team would be dominating in the mid and late game. But it honestly feels like Take My Rubies are starting to get a bit more of a foothold in this one. So let's see if they can go for the comeback. The next tribute is going to spawn up at the top. We have 5 kills against 3 now. Someone should probably take the minions down here. And Asmodan is still using his Stray to push the side lanes. Exactly the way that he should. And I like that. I like that a lot. Deathwing drops in to take this one. And with all the vision that they have, they see an opportunity, they jump into the middle of the map, and the Ratners are about to take down the fort here. I like it. Cakes is definitely overstaying. If there's a rotation, then he's toast. But yeah, that could have been a problem. It might still be a problem. And he's about to go down. Yeah, as I said, overstaying. You don't need to go that ham. That sleep doesn't really hit too many, and now they might lose Diablo too. Wow, it's insane, honestly. The move into the middle was great. Going for the fort was fantastic. You have vision topside, but you don't have to stay that long. You don't need to destroy it immediately. You can wait it out just a bit longer. Greymane, he looked like he didn't follow the call there. Either way, that's the end of Diablo. That's the end of Greymane. Dibbles comes back because he has the souls together. But all they can do is take this one, and there's the curse. There's the curse right now. They go for the boss too. They're about to take this. And, well, bot lane is already getting pressured because of that. So they can actually do a whole lot with this. I think they could have maybe even started to take the boss before they channeled the entire tribute through. They're losing a little bit of time, but it's not really too much. It's definitely still a worthy play. But now they need to make sure that they're spreading out on the lanes and do a bit of damage. Dehaka should maybe even try to move down to the bottom of the map and take these minion waves. It's one of the problems that you... Double boss through the curse? I don't really think that's the correct play here necessarily. Yeah, I don't really think that's a smart play. They're going to lose out on a lot of the experience that they could gain too. That's one of the problems when you actually when you curse your opponent, that if you don't split onto the lanes, you will lose out on lane experience because the minion waves are going to be taken down. The boss at the top is doing a whole lot of work, so I like that they fell back here at the bottom. They're trying to go for the kill against Diablo, and Dibbles is dead, and this time for the entire duration. And they can still go for the boss here. Nice, boss locks down two of them. But the curse is over at the top. The boss didn't really do too much here. 19.5 is on the board. They still defend, and the boss is now taken. Fort in the middle, I mean, at least the one at the bottom has fallen. The one in the middle is about to go down. The minion wave is going to be a bit too late to save it. So I think they could have really maximized the gains a little bit over here. But they're also taking more camps now. They wait for the boss to approach the bottom of the map. They want the level 20. So there's at least... there's a logic behind the madness. It's maybe not necessarily the best place that you could go for. They had the chance to get the 20 a bit earlier by splitting onto the lanes a bit further. Going for both bosses when the time that they did wasn't necessarily what they needed to do here. They could have fallen back and take it after the curse or just on the back end of it. But either way, they're currently pushing for keep, and this is looking really, really good. So keep at the top has already taken some damage. This one is going to fall. Now they just need to move away. They have the level 20, unless they want to make a... Oh, now they could make a play for core. If they get that kill, that's a potential core move. They take the kill against Diablo, and now they have a chance to go for core. And if not that, then at least rotate into the middle and try to take another keep here. Because this is a big push, and up at the top, as you can see, there's also some additional damage coming in against the structures. So they have a 5 versus 4 going in their favor, and they have a storm talent advantage. So there's some good opportunities to make some plays right now. And already Jimmy is all the way up at the front here. We have 350 stacks for Asmodan right now. Tassadar isn't done with his quest yet either. Hyperion gets committed to... but they still are not able to get that keep, are they? Now they get some more damage in. They should move in with a minion wave. Normally you try to wait for the next minion wave and then you make your way in. Level 20 is ready for your opponent's team too, but Diablo is still down for another 15 seconds at the time when they started to retreat. So they were definitely in a spot where they could have taken a second keep. But either way, they are obviously ahead on structures now, and quite significantly at that. Can change if you lose a team fight though, so that's the problem that they still have to face. We have 43,000 damage from Asmodan, 51,000 from Tassadar, and I gotta say, for a Division 7 game, this is actually pretty fun. This is definitely one of the closer Division 7 games that I've seen in a while now, so this is an interesting one for sure. Asmodan has 132,000 siege damage here, whereas Tassadar has 123. And there's the next tribute. You don't have to fight for this one if you don't feel that the position is good for you. It's the first one for each team, so you don't have to YOLO in here. But that's exactly what Diablo does. And LGM, he hellgates away. And that couldn't have come any later. Ancestral is out. Okay, so far so good. Keeping the Haka alive. Jojo's also low. And yeah, she's not the only one. Look at the red team running. Indestructible is getting procced on Johanna. And she is dead. Are they going to lose more? Snazzy Pants trying to get more damage in, but it's not enough to yield a second kill. Oh, the drag against Greyman on the other hand. Nice. Good play from him. Even committing to the Hyperion to push them further back. Problem is that in the middle, the camp has to be dealt with. Jetsam J is taking all the damage. He's pretty much using himself here. Has a bit of a punching bag for the minions so that nobody moves in. Bosses should actually soon be up again. Yeah, another 38 seconds and they're going to be back up on the map. Tribute is still there, by the way. Nobody took the tribute. They take the drag, though, and that's a kill against Deckard Cain. The old man gets murdered. Tacita, there they go again. Oh, combo. Dibbles with the plays. The Rhaegar is down, and another drag. I mean, he might not be the best player when it comes to his global positioning, but the Haka is going absolutely Mad Max right now. One drag after another. It is impressive what this man can do with his tongue. All the girls say so. Now, that fight was also pretty bonkers. The Haka, as they initially lost Rhaegar, comes in, they get the drag, they take down Diablo, they take down Greymane, and then they follow up with even more kills. Down at the bottom of the map, the catapults have to be taken down. Up at the top, of course, there was another one pushing in. It's just nuts. I mean, it's 2 versus 3 on the map now. Everybody's just dying in this game. 8 kills against 10. Now we have the push straight through the bot lane. I mean, again, it's time for the boss, and they're actually committing to that. Alright, they want the boss, and if they get it, I mean, who's gonna stop them? Nobody's checking that out either. They might just be able to, if they have a little bit more time for this one. There's no Jimmy, but still, they are burning this down slowly but steadily. Guys, they're gonna get this one. Tacita he's not even moving up to the top, he's not even checking. This is gonna be a free boss. And free boss in that position, 21 minutes into the game, this is more or less a guaranteed victory if they play their cards right here. It's a 5-man push on level 20. You have a boss at the top where the wall is already gone and the keeper's taking damage. They are looking pretty solid. By the way, we have Blackpool on level 20 for Asmodan. Yeah, I mean, he was... Again, they stacked... Really? I mean, okay, someone wants to play it really safe right now. Double boss play. They could have easily gone for it in the middle or the top, I suppose. Either way, it's fine. They're gonna play it super safe here. They got vision on all 5 at the top. Now, this boss is gonna do a bit of damage towards the keep, but they are playing it through the bottom here. Good play. Playing it super safe. I don't really know if they have to go for all of the camps right now. Let's see if they're also moving into the middle or if they are committing to a bot lane push, which is definitely what they should do. I love that the Haka has moved to the top to take the tribute. Like, that's the best thing of it. The Haka sitting as the objective, guys. Let's go. And now, instead of focusing on the bottom, they go into the middle. They want all the keeps, apparently. Yeah, someone is going straight for the boss. And the keep is down, but yeah, I hope that they're not going to go for the top keep too. Nah, they're going to go for the core here. This is unstoppable. You can't defend here. There's just no way. Hyperion is also used. This is going to be a win for Take My Rubies. There's just no other way. Big ult from Deckard Cain. Even the follow-up with the Apocalypse. They're getting murdered, but it just doesn't matter. The core is down, and that is game. Take My Rubies. They take the lead against the Rantners, who lose on Cursed Hollow. GG and well played. And the second map, the Rantners against Take My Rubies. And well, so far, the only thing that the red team has taken was the life of the Rantners. We have our second map in. Cakes on Reyna, LGM on Johanna, Creon on Anduin, Snazzy Pants on Sonya, and Jetsam J is playing Kel'Thas in the second game. Croissant on Tacita this time. We got Alcedon on Varian. Okay, a little bit of a weird setup at the front for them, honestly. Varian Arthurs. Kisan locking in the Lich King here with Kuventu on Karazim and Suppercat on Lunara. Interesting setup for the red team. Not sure if that's going to work out for them. And oh, that's a first fail inside. Big fail, ladies. If you're playing Karazim, that shit might work in Quick Match. It might work in Hero League, but if you're actually playing in a competitive setup, no matter what the league is, then you need to go for a different talent. I love the Owl commitment over here. So the Owl commitment spray game definitely on point on the side of the Rantners. But yeah, this is not really a talent that you want to take. I mean, honestly, even Transcendence is not something that is a great pick on Karazim and that you very rarely see if you're looking at the top level play. It's usually more about the damage setup for Karazim on the level 1 talent. And there's very, very, very few exceptions to that rule. So yeah, bit weird to see inside here. It's honestly one of those weird ones where it's usually going to take Karazim a long time to get value out of the talent. I mean, of course, there's always this like, hey, but once I've completed it. Yeah, problem is that up to that point you're pretty much useless, so it doesn't really do anything for you. But yeah, spray game definitely on point on the side of the blue team. I love that. Love also the synergy, so these guys have been thinking that through for sure. It's an interesting setup also. The split for the Rantners is a 3-2, which isn't something that we see all that often. But the thing is, the red team hasn't figured that out yet. So instead of committing to the camp at the bottom of the map, they're just fighting this out. So this is actually really good for the blue team. If they now rotate Jimmy down to the bottom of the map, or Sonya, whatever they want, they can go for pretty much both of the camps, or they could try to. But instead, we have Varian now rotating up towards the top. The blue team has taken one camp, and the red team has failed to recognize that early and commit to this one. So the blue team is apparently going to walk away with both camps. That shouldn't happen. This is not something that should happen in the game. So, yeah, if you're playing on this map and your opponent doesn't show with 4 heroes on a lane, you should always be a little bit suspicious. Check that out, and once you confirm your suspicion, go for at least 1 camps. It has to be a bit of a trade, or you give your opponent an early game lead. You really don't have to. So, right now, we got our level 4 abilities in on both sides. I love that we have Netherwind in. Honestly, it's kind of insane to me how often you see other talents picked by Khaldor's players on the lower levels of play. And I love that we have actually a proper build commitment here from Khaldor's going into the Mana Addict on level 1 as well. So yeah, pretty cool from him. Same time now, the camps are taken. We got Taunt, that's also great. The only talent, of course, that really matters on Varian if you're playing in a competitive environment. Anything else is pretty much just hot shit. And yeah, let's see what else we're gonna get here. For now, we have also the Immortal spawning. The first one, Arthur's went on his level 1 talent into block, Rhyme. So he's going to try and play that out against Jimmy on the other side. And Jimmy with Exterminator is really the one that is going to commit to most of the damage. And they are there in position immediately. I mean, look how well this works for them. Just check out how quickly they take this Immortal down. The red team was too late on the rotation. They were too late on their camp. They moved back. They tried to just go back to Nexus, heal up, and now they lost the halftime show. Wasn't even a fight. Just flat out losing it. And of course, they cannot match the opponent either. So, where the hell is Jimmy? The fuck? What? KX? Okay, KX is a little bit too late. So that shouldn't have happened either. They're still going to win it. But I'm going to be honest, that shield is a joke. They should have walked away with a big shield here for the first Immortal. And it should have led to them completely crushing through the gate, maybe even the fort. So they could have done a little bit more, but if you're trying to play on this map with Exterminator, Jimmy has to be there when the Immortal drops onto the ground after the halftime show. Either way, they got the lead. So they're looking good here. If Sonya soaks a little bit more experience at the top, they might get the level 7 talent and they could do a whole lot here. But of course, the shield is not quite as good as it should have been. Now the level 7 talents are ready, and that gives them a big, big chance to push through the bottom of the map and do some additional damage. We already have the Sun King's Fury over here too. A little bit more of a living bomb setup right now. In the lower divisions, you see it a bit more often. Makes a certain amount of sense here. Would have loved for them to take the fountain down at least. Couldn't get that done, but that would have been quite neat. If you can eliminate the fountains of the opponent, you make it so much harder for them to really sustain the lane and keep that alive. Top side, still Sonya versus Varian. Level 7 talents are now ready for both sides. And we have actually Tassadar also committing now to the Psionic Echo. And a little bit of a different setup here for Karazim too. I'm not happy about this build at all. Blazing Fists are coming in right now. You really want to go for your triple jump, so that later on you can either go for the additional damage on level 16 and get quite some damage out, or you want to go for the cleanse. There are some really solid Karazim players on the higher level. We don't see the hero too often, but he is played, so definitely something to copy here, and Covento could improve on that a bit. It's not only the level 1 talent choice that is quite a bit off, but that level 7 also doesn't really help you in that situation at all. You want to come in as a support. You also want to have the opportunity to just follow up. The added mobility is just priceless, and after 16 you have then either more added utility or a damage output that is quite snazzy. So definitely something to improve on in the future. Also, when we're talking about Lunara, Wild Vigor, not really the weapon of choice either. Either on level 7 it's the Splintered Spear. That's usually the preferred talent choice on Europe. Choc and Pollen is something that mainly in A plays. Both of those talents are quite solid and should be one of the first choices here. But either way, as it stands in this game, the Ratners are starting to get a little bit ahead here. They have a leading experience right now. They've also taken to the bot lane and done a lot more damage there. And of course, for Karazim, we still have him without the completion on his level 1. I gotta say though, he is a little bit faster than I expected here, much faster actually. And partly that is because the blue team allows it. So once that you actually see someone on the other side going into inside, you should really punish them. Now, this is still quite a bit of a problem because they're giving up the position again on the Immortal, but the blue team can definitely do a little bit more to keep Karazim low. Snazzy Pants is about to go down. Oh my god, what a save! Creon God mode! What is this? Division S? Holy shit! Clutch there. Nice! That was absolutely pitch perfect from him. Probably it's just like let him nearly die just to look good over there. I don't know. I love the mount synergy as well. It's not only the spray where they have the owls on, but they also have it on the mounts. Like, you give the guys, I gotta give the guys some kudos. They win the halftime show heavily again, and yeah, the red team, they are just being played to the wall here. Karazim is completing inside, so good for him. Still very early for him, I like it. But again, blue team could have punished that talent choice a little bit more. But just look how easily they're dominating on the objective right now. I mean, oh, Jimmy, hello? Yeah, he has a death wish. Kicks. The cookie nearly crumbling, but instead they turn it. 1 kill. They get the double kill, and they go for the Immortal. Nice. Blue team, very dominant here. Cakes, it was all a bait. Blue team, it's a bunch of master baiters. They sent Reyna out towards the front, baiting the red team in, and they fell for it. It was all part of the master plan right here. It's a team full of rocket scientists right here. Now, with that Immortal, that's 100% shields, by the way. 100%. So they should easily crush that top forward. Probably gonna get even more than that. And look at Sonya at the bottom of the map. She's coming in just saying, alright boys, I'm gonna take the bottom of the map, I'm gonna take that. Lunara topside goes down too. Oh my god, there's a kill against Tassadar as well. Oh, it's a triple, baby! They're taking all of them down. 5 kills to 0. And look at the shields on the Immortal. That thing has barely been scratched. This is insane. They YOLO'd out way too hard. They didn't have level 10. Why did they fight this? The blue team pushed in with 4 heroes, a big Immortal and a level 10 advantage. And for some reason, Take My Rubies thought, hey, great idea, boys. Let's go and fight them before we have heroic abilities. And well, that leads to not only 1 fort taken down, not 2 forts taken down. No, 2 forts and a keep are lost. Wow. Yeah. Even Palm, by the way, for Karazim now. Okay. Palm is in. Yeah, that ends the assault. Really ends the game. God, Phoenix too. Full on meta style here for the blue team. Me likey. Yeah, they take the camp. Look how diligent they are right now. They're really just hitting all the spots. They take the top camp, they take the bottom camp, they move back towards their own, and there's a desperate attempt at a kill. Jetsam J apparently was a little bit AFK and didn't realize he was attacked, or he was taunted hard at that point. Either way, they're fighting back. Well, I'm not quite sure how Fire would push that fight. They need to be careful. That's one down. Ah, and the save. Look at Creon. That's an Anduin player right there. Going for the French defense, staying all the way in the back, and then saving allies 6 days to Sunday. Okay. That's the second big save that he actually made in this game. They nearly got a kill, by the way. They nearly got a kill in over here. So now we have 5 kills to 1. We got level 13. Shouldn't take this yet. He really should wait with this. I don't know why they're grabbing this right now. There's no reason to grab that camp. You wanna wait. You wanna take it when the Immortal is up. This is a bit too early. In an ideal world, you take that later on. It doesn't really do a whole lot for you now. You wanna... yeah, exactly. Immortal is announced now, and what is your camp gonna do? If the red team plays their cards right, they're just gonna simply rotate down to the bot lane now, burn this away, and then you're not gonna have any value out of the camp. So, yeah. Red team should move out here. They, of course, are still lacking the level 13 talent, so they're gonna play this a little bit slow. But they're gonna get the experience right now. They take the camp down without any problems, and this camp didn't do jack shit. So, yeah, you want to take this later. But there is still a talent advantage. So, for the Rantners, this is a fantastic setup now. And KX is already at it. They're trying to get some easy damage in. That fight would be a good one for them. Around the Immortal, you have to be careful with all of those stun circles, but of course, you have that talent advantage, so play around it. Try and poke a little bit with Kel'Thas here, and try to do what you can. Here we go. They're starting to come in as we speak. Yes, nice. And the blow up against Kharazim. Kharazim instantly down. The Monk eliminated. Good damage. Great placement. Phoenix could be a bit farther back, but well done. The Hyperion did a whole lot of work. They might still lose a hero though. Yeah, Arthur's just... oh my god. Arthur. Oh my god. 4 of them down, and they didn't even lose anyone. They win the halftime show. What a fight again. Just look at this setup. So much AoE damage coming through here. And then they kill one after another, and Sonya doesn't even die. Sonya looked for such a long time as if she would fall for sure, and she survived all of it. Stealing the camp away. They have all the chances now to push through the bottom of the map. What a big lead. Fantastic. Yeah, that's actually a pretty awesome one. There we go. So now they're gonna move through the bottom of the map. I have no idea why he... I mean, there's a fountain, dude. I have no clue why they feel the need to actually Hearthstone this. Either way, it doesn't matter too much. They will be there in time. Look at that lead in experience. 2.5. They're gonna have a level 16 talent. This has to be game, right? Unless Take My Rubies is able to get some damage out now. I'm a little bit disappointed, honestly, by this setup around Varian. If you're playing Varian, you want to have some value out of the taunt. They don't even have 7-sided to taunt someone into a 7-sided or get some additional burst damage in. So the composition for the red team just doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. The synergy is simply lacking. They brought some heroes together, but there is nothing that they can really do in order to get that set up. So now there is a good chance we're going to see a third game. This should be game right here. Ooh, Blessed Shield misses. That's a bit of a setback. And there's the palm. Yeah, good move from Kharazim, but it's not going to change a thing, does it now? Yeah, there's another save. Premium comes in. Keep is down. There is no way they're saving this. There is absolutely no way. They're a little bit low, but it doesn't really matter. It's early on in the game. Honestly, I didn't really realize how early on in the game we are. So maybe they can defend this after all. That Immortal is losing hit points quickly, and they're not really committing to... They're hesitating a little bit here. Now, the core is losing a significant amount of hit points, but it doesn't really seem like they're going to put the final touches on. We don't have the Hyperion left anymore, so I think they're going to fall back from this one. Yeah, they are. I think this, if they play this out a little bit better, they can end the game here. Either way, as far ahead as they are right now, it should be impossible for Take My Rubies to come back into this one. 10 kills to 1, 3 levels ahead nearly. Yeah, this is looking great. This is looking absolutely great. The build, by the way, Ignite and the Pyromaniac over here. 53,000 damage for Tassadar. They're going for all the camps, obviously, right now. Take the camps. Take all the camps. I hope that they are... I mean, honestly, if they really want to play this through the next Immortal, then they should definitely wait a little bit before they are taking their own camp. Again, it comes down to timing, at least on this one, at least on the Shaman camp. On the right side, let's see, 1:20. And outside of waiting for the Immortal, you could still try and force the fight. I mean, again, you don't have to wait for the Immortal. You still have a talent advantage. If you try to move, for example, down here and you flank in and you force the fight, you can take that and then go for the core. They're going for the camp again, but as I said, you should not take this right now. If you really want to put the pressure onto your opponent, you wait another 20 seconds and you have a camp pushing through the bot lane at the perfect moment in time. And even if your opponent hits the same talent tier as you, they will have to make a choice whether they defend the bot lane where catapults are pushing, where the camp is pushing, or what they're going to do. Now they have enough time to rotate down here, take all of this, and then go into the middle. Only reason why it still turns against them a bit is because obviously they don't want to fight. They don't have 16 yet. So yeah, take the camp a little bit later in an ideal setup. Just develop a couple of good habits. But either way, the halftime show is of course a YOLO moment here. That's an easy one. So yeah, there we have it. 16 any second now. Off we go. They're picking the talents, they're picking them quickly, and they have to. Karazim, Echo of Heaven here for him. They really try to play him as a bit more of a heal setup, but if you want a full-fledged healer and not someone that also can get a little bit of single target damage in, then you're looking for other picks, honestly. So, yep, here's the blind again. And, ooh, good damage, also with the Ignite. Oh my god, yeah. That's the halftime show 1, and also a few ults being forced. Arthas in particular has to get the hit points back up now with his army, and Jimmy is ready. Jimmy is here. It's time for Jimmy, and that's an easy one. There is no way this lineup can raise the setup that we see for the Rantners. So this is pretty much Take My Rubies forfeiting the game right here. Them not going for the defense and for the team fight, but trying to race. There is no way you win that. None whatsoever. Both lanes are also, by the way, pushing hard now, so catapults are soon going to arrive on the core, no matter what happens here. But with 59% on the core, this is... Oh, yeah, they're also losing heroes now, aren't they? There's the Palm saving Arthas for just a little bit longer. Immortal is already underway. They nearly take Varian down. But, yeah, catapults are starting to make their way in, and they're already burning the shield down before the Immortal's in there. I have no idea why they're even tapping. They should already be here. There is no reason for them to tap either. They played a little bit too safe for my liking. Great play by them in general, very solid game, good moves, but they lose the entire shield on the Immortal, and even more than that, because they felt the need to tap at the fountain, which wasn't really necessary. They're gonna win it either way, but those are the moves that might lose you a game that you already believe to be won. Either way, Rantners with a great second game here, very dominant performance, and that of course brings us to the third map and the final map of the series. Game number 3. Oh yeah, decisions are being made right now. We are heading into it with the Rantners up against Take My Rubies. I'm still a little bit sad that we won't get to see Take My Rubies on Tomb of the Spider Queen, but, well, Towers of Boom will have to do. On the left side, the Rantners with LGM on Johanna, Creon on Anduin again, trying to go for those boss moves with this trade. We got Cakes on Ophir, Snazzy Pants on Leo, and Jetson J on Cassia. On the right side of the map, the red team with Alcidon on Reyna. We got Kisan on Muradin, Croissant on Kel'Thuzad, and Cuvento on Rega again with Suppercat on Deathwing. Whoop, whoop. Let's go, baby. On level 1 already, we got the ace in the hole over here this time for Jimmy. Makes sense if you don't really want to go. I mean, again, you could also play Exterminator here, obviously, but definitely also decent talent choice for them. They have a lot of slows that they can use in this, and therefore Jimmy should be able to get some decent value out of it. 5 versus 3 setup in the middle. Kel'Thuzad also being played, which is kind of cool. At the same time, I'm not so sure if this is going to be successful. Kel'Thuzad is not a hero that you see on the high level of play, and one of the reasons for that is that he is incredibly easy to kill. The hit point pool is not really all that high. He's very, very squishy. So I want to see if somehow Take My Rubies can keep him alive. Muradin also on level 1 with the perfect storm over here. So yeah, let's see what they can actually pull off with this. We got Austin's Renewal for Leo up at the top side for Snazzy Pants. And interestingly enough, Jimmy is taking to the top lane. Now, this weird split that we're seeing from Take My Rubies, not really a big fan. Normally what you're trying to do on this map in particular is you want to have a very, very strong offlaner. Someone like Leoric, Malthael, Blaze, Urel, anybody that can rotate between the middle and the top easily and soak the experience on both. So that's kind of what you want to do. So if you can, then always set that up. Deathwing fits that build too. And then your 4-man is the one that focuses mostly on the bot lane, and that also includes the 2 pumpkin camps. But you really want to establish a little bit of a rotation between the middle and the bottom initially, and then later on you're more so focusing on camps and on the bot lane and on the objective. And your side laner is making a rotation. So if it comes to that and Snazzy Pants eventually starts to rotate between the lanes, it could actually be that Take My Rubies are going to run into problem here on the experience side. So that's a little bit of a problem potentially in the later stages of the game. And we're going to check that out. Either way, we got on level 4 the Stormcaller now in. So far, there's not really too much happening here. All the way up at the top. All Sidon against Snazzy. And let's see what Khaldor is going to be able to do and pull off here. He's 2 stacks on the baseline. So there's that. And a bit of an action against Deathwing that forces him behind the, well, behind the gate that doesn't exist anymore. Bit of a late pick on the talents too. Muradin, damage build. Okay, Reverberation. Not a fan. Not really a big fan here. Earlier we saw it from Paper My Lady in Division 1, but again there was quite a bit of memeing to it too. So, I don't know, the double clap I think with Healing Static would have been a bit better for Muradin, given the setup that they're running here. First altar phase is also up, so we got the triple altar coming in. And, of course, for Leo, Neil Peasants. Neil Peasants in play. Snazzy Pants is going to go for the channel. Actually, they're trying to interrupt this. What is this setup? Why is Deathwing getting a free channel at the bottom of the map? What the hell is happening here? Hello, team? What exactly did the Rantners just do? What was that? Brain fart? What? Full on brain fart here. Nobody okay, this is what normally happens. You have one hero at the top right for the red team, one hero at the top left for the blue team. The 2 just exchange, they trade. And the remaining 8 heroes fight over the 3rd altar. Not going for that is a bit of a problem. If your opponent is willing to commit 2 heroes to the top, all that your hero topside has to do is interrupt them on your own altar without YOLOing in and dying, and the rest of your team fights a 4 versus 3, wins the 4 versus 3 fight, takes the altar, rotates the rest up, and you're Gucci. So, I'm not quite sure what exactly they were trying to do here, but that was a bit of a fail. So, again, that's not going to lose you the game. Well, very likely it's not going to lose you the game, but not a good start for them. So, yep, over here, the Chilling Touch is in, Blood and Thunder also ready. No cleanse. Actually kind of interesting. Feels to me like the support player isn't really confident with a lot of those tools that you should usually use if you don't go for the cleanse here on level 7, because there are quite a few things that you would like to cleanse out. But for now, we got Muradin with even more damage. Give him the axe on level 7. Double altar is up. Top side, they are taking one. A little bit of a fight at the bottom of the map is also about to break out here. Oh, and there it is! Khaldor is down. First one to fall. Bit of an icy welcome over here on Towers of Doom for him. Oh, Muradin! That dwarf is hopping again. Leo, then again, is down. Bam! Right between the eyes, baby. Leo dead, so there's the counter kill, but now the double altar. Again, another perfect example of where you want to go for an even exchange. It doesn't really pay to try and go for the opponent's altar either. Unless, of course, you have some kind of insane setup where you just wipe them off the map and take the big team fight. But they're so close, they can interrupt from here, they can interrupt from down there. Yeah, you just want to let this one slide. It's not one to fight for. If it's top left, top right, you just let them take one. It's really the later ones that are way more important that you want to fight over. 7 stacks for Muradin. Don't want to give him any stacks either, just name another example. But from here on out, it should become... it should get quite interesting. So, we already got cakes at the bottom on Ophia. Coffin Girl is trying to get the damage connected. went, by the way, not into Dread, but the Insatiable on Ophir. And yep, there we go. Okay. Insatiable is also a little bit of a weird talent choice to give to a hero that looks a little bit like an Asian schoolgirl, so I don't really know what Blizzard was thinking there, but either way. Either with the talent name or the skin, like, you tell me. But there's a couple of IIRs out there that get way too excited about that. So, we got level 10 coming in any moment now, and let's see if we have any surprises. Ooh, first of all, we have a surprise for the red team. Get murdered! What a beatdown in that fight. Wow. They immediately committed. What a setup. Beautiful. Light bomb, blessed shield, everything moved out, and they get all the kills. 3 in total. That was incredibly well done. Quick picks on the talents, immediate call, and then a let's go, boys. Gotta appreciate that. That was very solid. And yeah, they should do a bit more damage here. Bit surprised that some of them moved back, especially the damage dealer was needed there. I think they could have done more. Either way, pretty good as long as they don't lose heroes now, but it seems like Ophir might be in trouble. Shadow Waltz is out of harm's way, good for her. But Jojo is about to go down unless she gets a heal. Oh, and here comes Deathwing! Deathwing in. Yeah, connects the drain, but falls too. That's a bit unfortunate for them. So they just took a lead and now they gave it away again. Yeah, I mean, it's good for Take My Rubies. Let's see if Take My Rubies is able to get a bit more done at the bottom of the map. Alta has already been channeled and 4 shots get fired. So that's 24 points against 32. And the opportunity to get a bit more done here. Maybe even... again, Muradin, you don't really want to entomb him. That's not the hero to entomb. He's just going to jump out and they're going to be fine. But yeah, so a couple of twists already. Fantastic start actually for the blue team with that fight down there. I honestly thought that they might be able to get the bell tower converted. But then that didn't come out, pay out. And now, of course, yeah, it backfired a little bit after they stayed too long, paid for it. And now we have level 12 versus level 12. But Leo is rotating right now, and he's actually rotating against Jimmy, which is kind of interesting, because Leo can take that fight, depending on how he plays it out. He has more sustain than his opponent has. Oh, they're moving way deep for this one, aren't they? Here comes the Valkyrie. Stormbolt connects with Ophir, a little bit far out maybe, and good stuns coming in from Deathwing. But let's see if they... I was actually waiting for them to try and combo something off. I love how both of the teams are just dancing around each other. I mean, it's the third map, right? And Division 7 or no Division 7, but you want to win this one. So, we'll see where he gets with that. Kel'Thuzad on 24 stacks by now. 14 for Muradin. Top side, Leo. He has the AoE. He can use that easily. He can rotate around his opponent. We had Ophir moving into the middle too and putting a bit more pressure onto Jimmy as well. But the next Altar is spawning at the bottom of the map, and both teams have the level 13. Again, the choice into the tidal waves. Also, healing static. And again, if you're going healing static, you don't want to take the extra damage on your level 4 for Muradin. You want to get the second Thunderclap. You want to get the double proc so that you get the maximum amount of sustainability with your hero. So a bit of a mispick apparently by Kisan over here. Considering the talent choice on 13 now. JetSMJ jumping in. The save from Anduin once again. Deathwing flies out. Barely 100 hit points for him. Wow, that one was clutch. The Ancestral as the dog heals itself, and the fight still spiraling out of control for the red team. Rhaegar is low, Rhaegar is down, but they're committing to the choke point, and I'm not quite sure if that's the right move. Not against Deathwing over here. He's trying to connect the drain, but misses out on it. Cakes is going for the channel, and I don't think they realize that. He will get the 4 shots connected, but the fight still rages on, and Jojo is low, but she's not the only one. Murder is dead, Johanna is dead, Cassia is down, and the killer Sophia comes in and drops Muradin. 3 down on each side, and the remaining heroes for the red team don't look too hot either. So Croissant Hearthstone's out, Cakes rotates into the middle, and takes the experience. And I gotta say, the Rantners are doing a lot better now on the experience through minions. Really? Boss? Okay. Was that a real call, or are they just trying to double check? Someone pinged boss, but that is, yeah, let's call it gutsy. I don't think that that's the correct choice here, and thankfully nobody listens to the ping, because, yeah, that would have been a horrendous decision. No, but what I wanted to say is, I criticized the Rantners a bit on the first game that they lost out on a lot of the minion experience. I think it was game number 1. And right now they're doing so much better on this. Way more diligent about it. And of course it's also partly because Leo is exactly where he's supposed to be. Deathwing is for some reason continuously at the bottom of the map, and Jimmy is the solo laner, which isn't really the play. I am, if anything, surprised that Jimmy hasn't died yet when he takes to the top lane. All that the Rantners have to do, honestly, is rotate a second hero up, drop the Entomb, and then take Jimmy down. It's all they gotta do. So far they haven't done that once, but that was definitely possible for them. Okay, they're going to try at the bottom again with a bit of a setup. It's a 4 versus 3, so they're trying to capitalize on the numeric advantage that they're running here. Doesn't quite work for them. Yeah, that Valkyrie also didn't hit anything. Honestly, I don't even know what it was supposed to hit. I mean, there was nobody even close to that. If they can connect the pumpkins, they might be able to make a play, but they are giving up way too much. Topside pumpkins connect with the bell tower. I have no idea what the Rantners are sometimes doing on the objective. Jimmy can channel this one for free. So, did he just cancel himself? I think he just canceled himself. Yeah, he's dead. Yeah, he's dead. Entomb that shit. Oh, he doesn't have the Entomb, but he still died. So, 20 points to 24. But they have to interrupt this, and now they need to win this one. Oh my god, Cakes gets cakes. Yeah, the cookie crumbles. The cookie crumbles. Cakes is down. They need to interrupt again. 4 versus 4 fight right here. Off we go. Choke point. Ancestral is through. Snazzy Pants with a drain. Ah, Cassia dead. Leo. He's still alive and Deathwing is down. Leo with 20 HP. No vision. He's gonna die now. He missed the last drain attempt here. And they are channeling through the altar. 2 altars against 1 in favor of the red team. What a game. 9 kills to 9. And yeah, I don't know. How many kills do these teams have? 9. Alright, thank you. Thanks. I needed to double check that. I wasn't quite sure. I gotta say, the Rantners messed up twice now on the triple altars. That has to hurt. They lost way... I mean, I think they actually lost about 8 points at least that they could have easily locked them. So I'm a little bit surprised by that because that was easy. Cakes goes down. That's a stagger death. Oh, wow. I'm not quite sure what's going on, if they're starting to panic a little bit, if that's nerves or whatever is happening here, but they are starting to lose control. Also, Leo into Crushing Hope. I mean, either you go full on into a drain build, which I wouldn't necessarily recommend. If anything, then go for the auto attack. But I have no idea what that's supposed to do. If you go for Ominous Wraith, you go for... oh, actually, wait a second. Creon! Yeah, you go for Royal Focus. So that's definitely a bit of a fail on the build setup. That is just too weird. If you roll a dice for your talent, then that might do something for you. But honestly, either you change a level 13 pick or you go in the 16 and go for the full-on combo. One of the two. Losing the belt out the bottom hurts them even more. They're losing control. Take My Rubies is looking great now. This Jimmy setup topside is still working for them. Again, next time what they should really do is rotate a second hero up if Reyna faces off against Leo and simply drop Reyna. Jimmy needs to die. He has no escape. It's insane that he didn't die multiple times topside. That hero has no escape tool. No escape, and he has also no self-sustain to speak of. I mean, he didn't even go for his Pain Rat on level 10. Double shot connected to the pumpkins. Another 6 shots fired right now. Fight over here drops Jimmy at least, but they're down to single digits now. 7 to 24. Oh my god. I honestly think at some point they just panicked and broke. They had a good setup. They still have one. They still can make it back into this. They had some really good coordination at the first fight that they took. But the first triple altar phase was a disaster. They absolutely blanked on their positioning. And the second triple altar phase didn't really look much better. They gave at least 2 of the altars up for totally free. Now it's 10 kills against 10. they at least fire 2 shots, but they need to retake these bell towers now, and they need to do it quickly. This is very, very worrying. And also, of course, it seems like they are going to go for boss here. So, blue team should have probably taken this as well. There's a lot of course, that they need to kind of take. Leo needs to check. Leo needs to go in and check that out. Ow. Oh. Ah. Yeah, that's 3 points for them. Yeah, no way. Dying for this one doesn't really help you. He moves out. But there's the shots fired. Try and force the fight. Drop the Entomb with Leo. Attempt to make a play. But they need to gain momentum right now or the game's over for them. And they have Leo there. He has the Entomb. Why is there no Entomb on Jimmy? Where's the Entomb? Entomb that shit. Bless shield. There we go. Combo, baby. Down goes Jimmy. And they take 2 more, don't they? Yeah, Leo goes down. That's a worthy price to pay. Wow, they lose 2. Good job by Take My Rubies. That looked like a lost cause. And they traded 2 for 2. 3 bell towers to 5. And only 3 points on the core. Can they go for the comeback moment? Are we going to see the 6.5 out of 10 over here? Level 20 talents are ready. Unstoppable force? I don't really think so. No. Rewind, baby. That's what you want to go for. Rewind. And we're same, by the way, for Rhaegar, you have options, but even there, it's not really a bad choice. Let's see what else we're going to have. 44,000 over here for Kel'Thuzad. He's dropping the damage number. So does Sophia with a 54k. She's the top damage dealer in this game. And at the bottom of the map, double altar activating in only 4 seconds. They need to rotate down. 4 versus 3. And Deathwing is there, gets a free channel because once again, the Rantners don't pay attention to the objective. And well, that loses you the game. Great series, great games, good coordination. Very entertaining Division 7 series. Very fun one. But yeah, the Rantners at some point, a bit too chaotic. And it loses them the game. Take My Rubies with a solid performance here and a good game on map 3. Towers of Doom ends with a victory and they take the series with a 2-1. GG, well played.